Hello YouTube, and welcome to another wet and miserable day in London. Today I'm going to show you how to change the wing mirror on a Peugeot 107. This tutorial should also be useful if you have yourself a Citroen C1 or a Toyota Aygo, as I believe the cars share the same components. Okay, so firstly I will show you the problem I have in that the mechanism on the wing mirror doesn't seem to work. I think it's just seized up at the back over time. You know, I'll have another look really what's going on later on when I get inside, but I know it needs replacing. So firstly I went on eBay and I bought this nice replacement one here. This cost me £26 and it works very nicely. You can see me in the reflection there. Hello. Great, so let's crack on. So for this task you'll need two tools. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. I have one here. And the second thing you'll need is a hexagonal head wrench. It's a 10mm one, the one I have. Okay, let's go inside. So the first thing we need to do is simply open up our door, and you'll see there's a sliding panel just over here. With a bit of force you simply lift it out and push it to the side. So I'm just going to do that now and I will be back. So now I've removed the panel. It's slightly stiff. What I suggest is you kind of pry it at this end, you know, with maybe with a flathead screwdriver, and then at the other end you'll see there's a bit of force over here preventing it from coming out. You simply just lift it and then it pulls out. Okay, so when we get inside we can see three things. We see two screws here and here, and we see some form of a white catch. So the first thing we need to do is remove these two screws, and then we'll deal with the catch. So now I've removed the screws, that just leaves me with a catch. Now this part is pretty tricky, I won't lie, and I was using the Haynes manual, and it wasn't very clear, you know, really what to do, but I figured it out eventually. What we're going to do is we're going to push this down. This whole unit is a single unit. We push it down so that, if you can see here, this white catch is pulled down so that it can then fit out of this ring here. Okay, now it might feel slightly stiff, and that's because on the back, which I've just pulled out, there is a kind of a raw plug holding it in. Now this raw plug, it can simply be pulled out. Don't worry if you feel like, you know, when you snap it off you hear a snap. That's not a snap, that's simply the raw plug. I'm not quite sure what it's called, just coming off. So the first time you do it, it's going to be a bit stiff, but once you've done it once, you have no problem. So the motion is we push this down and this out really at the same time. Okay, so it's downwards, outwards, and we'll hear a click. When we hear that click, don't worry, it's fine. So I'm going to do that now, and then we will be back. Okay, so now we remove the panel. Okay, and now the back is really exposed. And three things I want to point out to you are this. The first thing is that we have now three hexagonal screws. One here, a second one there, and there's a third one in here, in this hole. Now, I'll be honest with you, I messed up the first time. I took out these first two here, and because this one is in a crevice, as you can see there, it's actually quite far back. Now mine isn't there, because accidentally as I was unscrewing mine, it came out and then went down. You can see here, there's a gap into the car door, and mine kind of fell down the car door. And I was a bit apprehensive to then put it back. I was, you know, thinking, oh, is it going to hold, is it not? And that's a risk I've taken. But what I'd really suggest is you know, buy yourself a replacement screw and put it in. But for now, to be honest with you, I haven't had any problems. My wing mirror hasn't fallen off. So if that problem does happen to you, A, first try and avoid it, and B, you know, if not, take the risk or buy yourself a replacement one. So the first thing we're going to do is try and remove these three, or in my case these two, and we're going to use our ratchet. Simply lock it on and we twist. So I'm going to do that now, and then we will be back. Okay, now that I've removed those two, in my case, screws, the unit itself simply pops off. and there is a slight catch just holding the unit in place. If I just come around here and show you, one simply lifts it out and it comes out. In fact, you will just see there, just above that circular point, sorry, just below the screw point, there was a small catch. This catch here, we simply lift it up and it comes out. Okay, so we now take the old unit and let's have a look. Well, it's soaking, it's fine. So, the old unit's broken, not quite sure what's wrong with it, but we do still need a part from it, and this part is the back plating. Now, the one which I ordered from eBay did come with a back plating, but it was silver and my car is black. So what I'm going to do is, and this is quite simple, you simply take a flathead screwdriver, pry around the sides, and it simply pops off. It really is that simple. You pop it off and then you can pop it on the back, and I will show you of your new one. As you can see, it's exposed at the back here. It simply just, you know, pops off and goes back on. So I'm going to do that now, and then we will be back. Okay, so now that I've taken off the back, my back plating for my old unit, all you simply need to do is just line it up, and you push this into place. Okay, it just kind of pops in, and then you're done. And then you have a new unit. So now that I have my fully back plated unit, I'm now going to basically just reverse the steps I did to take it off, and I will show you that process as well. Okay, so the first thing we do is we need to open the car door, and it's absolutely bucketing it down, but this is for YouTube, so car door is now open. I'm simply just going to place the unit back inside and put the 2 hexagonal screws, or 3 in your case, 2 in mine because I've lost 2, back in their appropriate positions. Okay, and that's quite clearly indicated if you see previously in the video.